weapons in the world.
We can, in fact, afford to make some changes in our major aircraft program to either reduce buys because of changed circumstances and the threat.
Now we face a different challenge. There are those who must make tough decisions on how to preserve our strong defense industrial base. Others are calling for drastic cuts in our defense budget and an end to production of critical military products. Unfortunately, a steep decline in defense spending could destroy the very industry which helped secure the peace and remains an important part of preserving it. The invasion of Kuwait proved that even with the fall of communism, the world is still a dangerous place. Regional conflicts and weapons of mass destruction will continue to threaten our way of life. If the U.S. is to protect our interests abroad and our borders here at home, we must respond quickly, decisively, and with minimum casualties. There is no doubt that the size of defense will be significantly reduced, but the drawdown must be well planned and must occur in an orderly fashion. Alarming as it may seem, by 1995, there may be no tactical fighter in production for our United States Air Force. Without congressional action this year, the last F-16 Fighting Falcon for the U.S. Air Force will roll off the production line in 1994. One of our greatest national assets faces the risk of going the way of the U.S. steel and textile industries. If this is allowed to happen, tens of thousands of jobs all across America will be lost. Many more will be adversely affected. Some have said foreign sales will sustain the F-16 production line. However, history has shown that foreign customers do not buy what the U.S. government is not buying. For example, 1 year after the U.S. Air Force stopped purchasing the F-4 Phantom, foreign sales abruptly ended. The F-16 Fighting Falcon has proven to be this country's lowest cost and most versatile combat aircraft. Lieutenant General Charles Horner, commander of the Coalition Air Force in Operation Desert Storm, characterized the F-16's contribution as follows. The F-16 was the workhorse of this war. It did the baseline bombing, the body punching. It hauled the iron. And while the Gulf War success accentuated the air-to-ground capability of the F-16, its air-to-air potential has been demonstrated elsewhere in the Middle East by the Israeli Air Force and in Southwest Asia by Pakistan. These countries' F-16s have won more than 60 aerial dogfight victories with no combat losses. If we are to maintain our technological advantage and ensure additional foreign military sales, it is critical we continue low-rate production for the U.S. Air Force. Not only would low-rate production keep the U.S. production line open, but our active duty and reserve forces would be receiving the most capable F-16s ever produced. Our government's support of F-16 low-rate production can be leveraged into foreign military sales worth $7.8 billion. Indirect economic benefit would be worth an additional $7.4 billion. And 20 years of support would generate $4.6 billion more for a total of $19.8 billion. These international sales would generate $5.5 billion in tax revenues in the U.S. 404,000 man-years of employment in the U.S. aerospace industry would be saved. Foreign competition currently threatens the U.S. dominance of the defense aerospace industry. If our government does not support industry efforts in securing foreign military sales to U.S. allies, then these sales will go to overseas competitors. In 1986, when our government failed to act on a request by Saudi Arabia for 48 F-15s, the Saudis turned to the British for the Tornado instead. The sale of these aircraft generated a defense package worth over $29 billion for the European economy, the largest defense sale in history. Tens of thousands of U.S. jobs were lost. This low-rate production of our most advanced, most capable F-16 for the U.S. Air Force can save jobs, strengthen our defenses, our economy, and maintain our country's leadership in the defense aerospace industry.
If the F-16 program were to cease, it would be devastating to my family as well as to many other families.
Without the F-16, we probably wouldn't have any work out here. country is still dependent on our defense industry, and Persian Gulf proved that to us.
We need to keep the F-16 program going. If we lose that, it will affect our jobs here and will affect the economy in Fort Worth as well as across the country.
I feel that it is very important that we keep this F-16 program going because it is very important to me, my family, and the economy as a whole.
This is very serious business. Our jobs at General Dynamics and across the country are very important to us. Therefore, we need continued sales of the F-16 to secure our future.
If we stop building the F-16 aircraft for the United States Air Force, then thousands of jobs at Air Force Plant Number 4 will be lost, and jobs all across America will be lost.
Your support for F-16 low-rate production is urgently needed now. Thousands of jobs are at stake. Over 4,000 F-16 suppliers in 47 states and in 392 congressional districts will be affected by congressional action this year. We urge you to let your representatives in Washington know how you feel on this very important issue.